From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story, the Nenana Ice Classic tripod has officially gone out.
That's right. According to Sherry Fornes, the Ice Classic's executive director, the tripod fell this afternoon at 3:48 p.m. Fornes told the news center no winners will be announced until all calculations and information has been compiled. Fornes said this is the first year the tripod has ever fallen on April 25th, another record as she called it. The amount of this year's jackpot is $363,627 whopping dollars.
The clock stopped at 3:48 p.m. this afternoon. This is the first time the ice has ever gone out on April 25th. So this is another little record breaker that we've had this year. But anyway, we won't be contacting any of the winners because we're still entering data into our database. We won't be able to contact anyone until we have everything in.
The Alaska legislature has adjourned from the extended legislative session. The House adjourned this afternoon at about 3 p.m. The Senate gavelled out about 50 minutes later after approving the capital budget. The 90-day session was scheduled to end Sunday, but lawmakers went into overtime after failing to reach agreement on an education package. During final discussions, Representative Steve Thompson of Fairbanks said there are lots of inconsistencies in the education system that have to be addressed. He said since 2004, the Anchorage School District has lost 700 students and gained the same number of employees.
700 employees, that equals $70 million in additional wages that they're paying out to handle over 700 less students. So I get confused on where the problems are. I know that we need to fund education. I have a young one, but I think we've got a problem in the way we're doing things, and I think we need to address that.
Was it everything I would have liked to have seen in education? No, it wasn't. Was it everything that somebody from the other side would like to have seen? Probably not. Quite a bit of difference between no money in the BSA and all of the money in the BSA, so we were able to compromise.
A Hutchinson High School tutor accused of sexually abusing a student on school grounds will stay in jail after a judge rejected a proposed third-party custodian who has several young children in her home. 34-year-old Claude Folks is charged with 7 counts of felony sexual abuse of a minor. According to court documents, he abused a male student on multiple occasions in January and February this year at the school. He pleaded not guilty to those charges on April 3rd. At a bail hearing today, Folks' attorney proposed that his aunt serve as his third-party custodian if he's granted bail. But Superior Court Judge Michael McDonald halted the proceedings after hearing that the woman's 10 children and grandchildren, aged 7 to 18, live with her.
We will not approve Mr. Folks residing in any residence with children. You can reformulate the third-party application. You can step down, ma'am, and I appreciate your willingness, and the court has trust in the qualities of the third party, but given the nature of the offense, the bail condition will be that Mr. Folks not to reside in a residence with any children.
A Fairbanks woman has been jailed on multiple charges, including possession of heroin and prostitution. According to troopers, 26-year-old Sarah Enox was taken into custody early yesterday morning after what they call a joint operation focusing on commercial sexual exploitation and sex trafficking. During the operation conducted at a Fairbanks hotel by the Statewide Drug Enforcement Unit, Special Crimes Investigation Unit, and the Fairbanks Drug Unit, Enox was found to be engaging in sexual acts for financial gain. According to court documents, Enox was soliciting men for the sexual acts on undercover Craigslist and Backpage.com acts. Troopers say at the time of the arrest they found heroin and diazepam in her possession. Enox was arraigned this afternoon in Fairbanks District Court.
All right, when we come back, a North Pole teacher is awarded the BP Teacher of the Year Award.
And 3 local women are recognized as the farthest northern Girl Scouts Women of Distinction. Say that 3 times
It's just
real
a
fast.
women's fest. I'm so proud
That's awesome.
of these guys.
All right, more after the break. Thank you. Welcome back to the Fbx Evening News. The Alaska Supreme Court has ruled that same-sex couples are entitled to the same state property tax exemptions as senior citizens and disabled veterans as married couples. Today's ruling upholds a 2011 Superior Court ruling on taxation case involving 3 same-sex Anchorage couples who sued the state and municipality of Anchorage in 2010 through the Civil Liberties Union. Under state law, seniors at least 65 years old and disabled veterans are allowed to exclude from their property taxes the first $150,000 of assessed value of primary homes. Representative Max Grunberg spoke to lawmakers today when they received word of the ruling.
Same-sex couples who cannot legally marry in this state can get the senior citizen and veteran tax exemptions if they're otherwise qualified and are in long-term stable relationships. We are really behind the times, and the legislature should look at updating our property laws. And I think it's time we also looked at the laws in the civil rights area as well.
Last evening, BP announced their pick for the Teacher of the Year award, and this year's winner was North Pole Elementary School's Ruth Siegler. Along with Siegler, 8 other teachers were recognized last evening for their contributions to the students and the community for which they serve. A banquet was held to honor the total of 9 teachers who received their prestigious Teachers of Excellence awards. First and second grade Teacher of the Year, Ruth Siegler, said it wasn't just about her, but the community and teachers she works with each day.
It's a big honor to be acknowledged tonight. I've been a teacher for many, many years, and I think that it's an honor that's not just about me. It's about all teachers and what we do in the classroom and what we give to our communities. So I don't take it as a personal, I take it for all of the teachers in our community.
The Farthest North Girl Scouts Council has awarded 3 women for their contributions to the community. The Women of Distinction Award began in 1997, and this year, Mary Jane Fate, Jane Cavar, and Sue White have all been chosen to receive recognition. They will be awarded at the Women of Distinction fundraiser on May 1st, which partners with BP as an opportunity to gather and commend them for their service. Last evening, we spoke to 2 of the honorees who feel it's important to give back to the community that has given them so much.
It's quite an honor, really. I was surprised when they told me I'd been selected. I've always watched the other women that get the award and never thought about it being me, so it's been very fun.
It's not anything I ever expected. Let's just put it that way. Never think you can't do it, just get out and do it.
Tomorrow, volunteers with the Interior Center for Nonviolent Living will be hosting their first annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event. This is a nationwide event to raise awareness for issues such as domestic violence, sexual abuse, and other violence issues seen by both women and men across the country. The event has a twist. Men will be fitted with high heels and walk laps around the Sadler's parking lot. Volunteers say that statistically speaking, Alaska and particularly Fairbanks runs as one of the highest in the numbers of abuse and violence against women.
It's very important. Fairbanks ranks very high for statistics throughout the nation for domestic violence and sexual assault, so it's really important that we get new people involved in combating the epidemic here in Fairbanks. So we're just going to be doing 4 laps around the Sadler's parking lot so everybody can be kind of contained for the first year. We are going to have a DJ and we're going to have lots of good music there.
Walk a Mile in Her Shoes will begin tomorrow at 2 p.m. and last until 5 p.m. Now, volunteers say don't worry if your feet hurt afterwards. Anyone participating will receive a free foot massage.
Alaskans are invited to drop off unused medications for safe disposal tomorrow at various locations statewide. Local police and Alaska State Troopers will supervise the sites. Alaska's Safe Disposal event is part of a nationwide event coordinated by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. The medications drop-off points will be the State Trooper Office on Pegger Road or at the Fairbanks Police Department on Cushman. They will also have drop-off points at the North Pole Police Department and on Fort Wainwright at the Post Exchange.
The idea behind the program is you don't want medications or prescriptions being given falling into the hands of the people to whom they were not prescribed, so that there's not a chance of misuse and so that there's not an accidental overdose by children or somebody who's not meant to have those medications. So this is an opportunity to get rid of those pills in a safe manner without putting them into the water stream by dumping them into the toilet.
Well, I guess it's Earth Tone Friday.
It is Earth Tone Friday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just noticed that.
Yeah,
we
but
didn't
it's
even
very
try
springy,
to do that.
But we didn't try. But definitely excitement in sports this weekend.
Yes, most definitely. Lots of high school sports today. High school soccer and baseball scores as local schools open their seasons on the road. Also some Native Youth Olympics for you.
Okay.
But first, out of the break, high school track and field, so stay tuned.
Next.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. Joe Cook here, and it's TGIF, so let's make it right with some sports. This afternoon at Lathrop High School was the first all-schools track and field meet of the 2014 season. More than 800 student athletes from the interior and beyond entered into competition for the first meet. A lot more kids and events going on than last year when it was just abysmal. A little brisk today, but the kids were able to do some discus and shot put among other field events. Hutchinson's Justin Lunsford jumped 27 feet 9 inches in the boys triple jump. West Valley's David Swinson had a mark of 31 feet 9 inches. And in the girls high jump, after clearing 3 feet 8 inches and 3 feet 10 inches, Skylar Miners of Allison, she cleared 4 feet with her unique technique. Monroe's Andy Clark was also able to clear the 4 feet mark. In the girls 3,200 meters, Lathrop sophomore Autumn Foyner got off to a blazing start and had a big enough lead to win the 3,200 meters in 12 minutes 9 seconds, holding off a late push from West Valley's Jenna DeFalco in the last 2 laps. And in the boys 3,200 meters, a big field of 28 guys that were on the track. Tristan Sayer, Eric Hoffler, and West Valley and Colony's Lion Copsat were the trio to lead the pack, but with 2 laps to go, Copsat made his move and kicked, passing Hoffler on his way to victory in 10 minutes 11 seconds. Copsat recently signed his NLI to run for UAF cross country. This was Colony's only trip to the interior, so Copsat made the most of it before running for UAF in the fall.
I didn't know what I was going to feel the last mile. Eric Hoffler kicked the pace up, and I was able to match it. So I was like, well, I'll see what I have on the last lap, see if I can bring home. It was really nice. I mean, if I'm going to be running here for the next 4 years, might as well start now. So, yeah, it was good. I'm really glad to be here.
I wanted to get a good start out there. I knew Jenna was behind me. I knew she was gaining on me the whole race. It's just, like, in the last lap, I knew she was pretty close behind me. And I really, I felt really bad, but just had to keep pushing myself. I know I could do it if I wanted to.
Well, high school track has officially started, as well as soccer. Softball starts next week. The high school baseball season is back. Last night in the interior team, they won their season opener. The Lathrop Malamutes got a big win, 12-2 over Service in the 5-inning non-conference game. It was Lathrop's first game outside. The Mutes played on the same day they traveled, but it didn't affect the pitching. Terrell Ford allowed 1 hit in 3 innings, and Matt Velmuken had 1 hit in 2 innings. Evan Wilkin had 3 RBIs on 2 hits. Mike Fitzpatrick had a double and 2 stolen bases. Now, Lathrop will play today and tomorrow in the Houston Jamboree. Also in high school sports last night, in high school soccer, West Valley had a pair of, games that didn't go too well. South Anchorage swept the Wolfpack in the girls' game. South won 7-1. Audie Wade scored, preventing the Wolfpack from being shut out. Samantha Clemens had the assist. The West Valley boys were shut out by the defending state champion Wolverines in a 3-0 loss. Both West Valley teams play Service tonight and wrap up their 3-game roadie on Saturday against Chugiak. Now, the Hutchinson Hawks, they will have their season openers tonight at Grace Christian and then play South on Saturday as well. Some local athletes did well in the Native Youth Olympics, which started yesterday in Anchorage. Someone also set a new world record. Autumn Ridley of Anchorage won the girls' Alaskan high kick event, setting a new world record of 6 feet 11 inches. The old record was by Anne-Marie Paul of Kipnook. Paul set the old record of 6 feet 6 inches at this year's Arthur Winter Games. She finished second yesterday with a 6 foot 7 inch kick. In the boys' event, Archie Andrews of Galena won, kicking 8 feet and a half inches with no misses. Jose Caldeos III of Fairbanks placed 3rd in the kneel jump with 4 feet 8.5 inch jump, and Brandon Van Hatten, also from Fairbanks, placed 5th, jumping 4 feet 5 inches. NYO concludes on Saturday. Now let's see what's happening in the interior this weekend. Kind of a light schedule, but still some interesting things going on. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Lathrop High School is day 2 of the Region 6 all-schools track meet, and field events start at 10 a.m. and the track events begin at 11. Also on Saturday at 1 o'clock, rugby. That's right. The Fairbanks Men's Rugby Club and Ravens Rugby Club will have the Springfest Rugby Tournament season opener on Ash Field. Ash Field is right across the street from the UAF SRC and Patty Center, so some rugby in Fairbanks. Then on Sunday, get your running shoes for the 2nd annual Running Club North's Knit and Run. It's at 10 a.m. at the UAF Brooks building. Get this, teams take turns running and knitting for 2 hours. So that'll be something to see. Now we end Friday's Sportscast with this week's Play of the Week. And this week's top play comes from a pair of gymnasts. West Valley's Caitlin Chris Caboy and Megan Ellis, the freshman-sophomore duo, finished 1st and 2nd in all-around competition. The first high school gymnastics meet since 2012 last Saturday. The Wolfpack will go on to win the first meet of the 2014 season as well. Let your voice be heard to pick the next play of the week. Watch for the I-5, the interior top 5 plays on Mondays during the weekend recap. And that'll do it for Sports at 6, but we'll have the results of Game 4 between the Ice Dogs and the Wild in the Sports Nightcap. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News. Time to take a look at the weather once again. Mike Schultz with you, and it's a beautiful day. We had a few scattered showers around the area, but we're looking at less opportunity for that to happen tomorrow and more sunshine in the forecast. We'll tell you about that in just a little bit. One last thing from Mother Nature, the Charmaine Van Rensburg was able to capture winter's last icicles there, and they're beautiful, but they're also kind of dangerous too. But look at the light reflecting through them. Beautiful shot there. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to photos@ktvf11.com, and we'll share it with the rest of the audience. Out at the airport right now, 54 degrees. That's our high for the day. The low last night, 31. Record high, almost 70 degrees in 1997. 0 in 1948 for the record low. Sunrise, 5:36. Sunset, 10:06. 7 hours of daylight, once again, giving us 16 hours and 29 minutes of daylight. And we're looking at going close to 17 hours this weekend. There's your satellite and radar. Again, the afternoon showers developing across the Fairbanks area, but we're looking at more high pressure building in and clearing skies out and taking away the moisture opportunity for any more showers too. Right now, across the rest of the state, there are some showers falling across Kodiak Island, around the Cold Bay area. Other than that, the rest of the state looking pretty good. Clear to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures very comfortable, although a little chilly around Barrow, 17 degrees there, but 48 up at Fort Yukon. Not too bad. Lower 48 weather, a lot of weather to talk about. The showers have stopped over the Pacific Northwest and the western half of the country. They are moving over the northeast, and they're getting ready for some wild weather happening across the Central Plains. In fact, very deadly tornadoes possible for a large portion of the country. Here's what it looks like tomorrow and into Sunday. As you can see here, we're looking at some very violent weather. The greatest area right around the Little Rock, eastern Texas, parts of Missouri, and even Oklahoma, all expecting possible hail, tornadoes, and damaging wind for a large portion of the country. And it will continue as the rest of the week rolls on for the next part of next week. We're looking at more severe weather breaking out across the deep south. So this is the time of year it's happening. But at least down to the south, things are looking pretty good. Once again, drying out and looking very warm. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow, looking at areas of fog at Barrow, isolated showers in the Fort Yukon area, and some cloudy skies for Nome. Here in the interior, more sunshine to return to all three areas of Healy, Delta Junction, and Fairbanks, with temperatures very comfortable. Over southeast Alaska, cloudy with some areas of rain for Ketchikan, but mainly cloudy skies at Juneau. While out to the southwest, it looks like rain and snow at Cold Bay, showers in Bethel, and heavy rain expected in the Kodiak region. And over the south central regions, if you're heading on down to the Anchorage Bowl, rain and snow expected in Valdez, but rain showers at Homer and a few clouds for the Anchorage area. Okay, here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Looking at 30 degrees, the overnight low. Looks like all the showers are through for tonight, so a nice, pleasant evening out there. Tomorrow, a great day for all the outdoor activities going on, and we're looking at 53 for the high, but look at the extended forecast. Once again, very encouraging. As you can see, the temperatures rising to the low 60s for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Saturday and Sunday also looking very nice. Lots of sunshine. Overnight lows, once again, in the mid-30s all the way across the board. Great weekend setting up. Yes, I will get my car washed.
You're going to get your car washed,
That's
are you?
right.
Yes. All right. Well, I know somebody...
Hey, I have some questions for you guys.
Uh-huh.
Did you bet? I heard you bet the 25th.
I did.